show, as the director of this incredible new show, what was it like working with all this new technology and bringing these kind of people back to life?
It was wonderful. I mean, you know, the fact that we can do it, and so the endless possibilities. That's a very exciting place to be as a director. So, you know, if you know, you think of something, you know, it's like it's possible. You can dream, and it can be possible. So it was wonderful.
And you work closely with ABBA themselves, so
yes.
directing them as they perform. Ultimately, what we see is their expression in virtual avatars, but they were really heavily involved, weren't they?
Yeah, they were involved all the way through. I think that's why this show is so special, is because, and why the fans are so excited about it, is because it is ABBA. It's not a hologram of Whitney Houston who had nothing to do with that. It's ABBA are a very big part of this. So you know, they're there. You know, that's I think why the response is so good.
And what you're doing in a way is combining old songs, some new songs as well that were released last year, right?
Yep.
With this new technology. So it's a kind of meeting of old and new in a way. Did that pose any challenges?
No, that was really exciting for me because I thought about who would ABBA be in 2022. So I think the songs are obviously nostalgic because they're from the past, but it was about bringing ABBA to now. So presenting them as I think they would be, and you know, and which obviously they agreed to all of that. So that is who they are. So it is ABBA 2022, and the music sounds incredibly modern still. That's the other thing, is that it's nostalgic because we all have memories. You know, we've all heard ABBA most of our lives. So it's that thing of, you know, that's the nostalgia.
They were the creating of the avatars, I'll call them, you know, the versions of ABBA that we see from kind of late 1970s. What was the process of coming up with that representation of them, like creating those avatars?
Well, we just chose 1979 Wembley concert as a kind of reference point for their kind of how they looked and, you know, their physicality at that moment, and that seemed right, you know. So they'd been around. They would, you know, they weren't kind of, you know, untouched. They were living, and yeah, it just seemed like the right period. Yeah.
And you have this custom-built stadium here,
which is amazing.
What opportunities does that give you as a director when putting on?
Amazing, because if this was touring, you wouldn't be able to, you know, like the amount of lights we have in there, you couldn't move that all around. You know, the ceiling is full of light. So, you know, just having this bespoke building was an amazing opportunity. Yeah.
And I have to ask about the selection of the songs. What was that like? How did you guys decide which songs?
Well, that was very much ABBA's choice. So, you know, I can't tell ABBA what they should be playing. So it was ABBA's. The set list changed over the period while we were working, but it was very much their set list. Yeah, and we did. Obviously, we talked about it, but it was their set list.
Were they very involved in the show, putting on the show as well? And obviously, they're choosing the set list, but did they have a lot of input when you were working?
I mean, listen, I showed them as I was working. They kind of, you know, I showed them what I was doing as we went along. They're very, very trusting people and very generous people. So they pretty much, you know, they gave me a lot of free rein, and it was not once did they say no, you know. But we discussed stuff, and yeah, they were very, you know, of course they're involved. It's, you know.
That's great. Thank you so much.
Okay, pleasure.
Thank you. Great premiere.
Thank you.